Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, I walked through the light gate on the other side, making my eyes dazzle for a moment. A vague, warm feeling seeped into every pore. My heart was pounding hard, as if it was bursting after a long journey that seemed to have no way out. I finally escaped the night market that only opened at 1 a.m. When the light dimmed, I realized that I was standing in the middle of a familiar street, the old stone pavement. The trees on both sides were casting long shadows under the early morning sunlight. There were no more red lanterns, no more copies, no more strange people. I stood there for a long time, my ears still ringing from the illusory wind coming from the other side of the gate that had now disappeared. I walked quickly towards the familiar coffee shop on the corner where I used to sit and edit photos early in the morning. The waitress smiled and greeted me. I nodded and sat down at the table near the glass door, ordering a black iced coffee. Like usual, I could clearly feel my breath, the warmth from the cup of coffee, and the stream of people rushing to work. I picked up my phone, but there was no signal. My contacts were empty, not a single message. As if the phone had just been reset, I touched my neck and realized the camera was still on my shoulder. I opened it and looked at the last photos I had taken before everything started. Every photo was blank, just a black screen or a dim light, with no shape. I tried calling my mother, but there was only an endless beep on the other end. I opened my social media account. My account was still there, but all my posts were gone, no trace. My friends and followers were gone. I started to feel a chill down my spine. I stood up and left the coffee shop, walking quickly towards my boarding house, hoping that everything was still intact. When I got there, I saw that the door was still the same. I inserted the key and opened it. The room was empty, no furniture, no trace that I had ever lived here. I sat down on the floor, my mind spinning. I had escaped, but I did not return to where I had lived. A light knock sounded on the door. I walked out to open it and saw a package placed in front of the door with only a handwritten message. Still following him, I opened the box, and inside was the torn handkerchief that I had left in the previous challenge booth, and a photo of me standing in the night market that only opened at 1 a.m. From behind me was the wooden gate and the blurry figures. I began to realize the scary truth that I did not escape, but was just taken to another layer of reality, where everything was real but lacked the soul of the market that still followed me and still existed, just not clearly visible anymore. Every night I heard the sound of vendors outside the window, even though I was living in the city center. Every morning I saw a flyer on the wall about the night market that opened at 1 a.m. Even though no one but me noticed, I lived like that for 3 days. No one recognized me, no one missed me. It seemed like this world did not need me, and I was just a leftover piece thrown out from the marketing. The fourth night I tried to go back to the old alley where I first saw the gate, but everything had disappeared. Instead was a moss-covered Wally. Returned disappointedly, and I met a strange man standing in the corner of the alley. He was wearing a black hat, holding a cloth bag, his eyes looking at me without blinking. Did you see it too? I was stunned and asked him what he saw at that gate, that market. I had been in there for 17 years. I asked him how to escape. There was no escape, only by changing roles and floors. He replied that if you really want to escape, you have to cut off the last link between you and that place. Find the first memory that connected you to the market and destroy it. asked which memory it was. He pointed at the camera around my neck and disappeared. I went back to my room, opened the camera and reviewed it again. Everything was still black until the last photo. A photo that I had never taken. In the photo was me as a child, standing in the middle of the market with my eyes wide open and my arm holding a red mask. I had been there before. I don't remember or tried to forget, but the market did not forget me. Watch episode 8 to know the first memory that connected what is Alex to the market, and can he find a way to sever his ties to the night market that only opens at 1 a.m.